Hello, Diego. How are you? Diego Menez. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So how was your classes and stuff? Classes going? Are you
Uh,
hmm?
Going okay, going as well as it
Okay.
could be.
Okay. I have a little poll there. So if both of you can just fill out the poll. Can you see the poll? It's next to the chat box. Hello, Tamanna. Yeah. So if you guys could fill out the poll, we can then read out the results of the poll later on. Okay. If you have any questions, etc., you can use the chat box. Okay. So. Hello, Jessica. How are you? So did you guys, I hope all of you are coming for the award ceremony. Okay. So, and there is a poll that I have put up there. I'd like you to start completing the poll. Okay. It's anonymous, so you can just write whatever. If you have questions, put it in the chat box. We want to make this as interactive as possible. Tamanna, I hope everything is okay with you.
Hi, Miss Elizabeth. Yes, we're good. How are you doing?
I'm feeling good, good. I hope all of you know about the award ceremony. You all should be coming to the award ceremony, okay?
We'll
So,
be there.
good. You must be there. And if you're a graduating senior, you have to fill out the survey as well as an abstract, okay? Don't forget to do that. I should put that in the chat so people can remember that. To everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, hi, Vatsala.
Hi, Miss Pasala.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you all doing?
I'm good. I don't know how everyone else is here.
I'm so glad we can really converse with you guys on this Zoom. It's very nice. It's been very productive to have these meetings with you all.
Yeah, that's right. And please complete the poll, okay? There's a poll there, and
I see Deje Hill there. Thank you, Deje.
Hi,
Hi, Hill. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. How's your daughter?
She's good, doing work.
I know. More responsibility for you 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much my work, her work. Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Rashida, thank you, Rashida, for joining us.
Okay, good. We'll just give another 5 minutes so that we can start the presentation.
Sure.
But that's good to see all of you guys. All of you must go to think about grad school. It's a good time for you to think about it, you know? So I hope you all will. And keep in touch with us so that you can, we can keep communicating with each other. Now that we know virtual communication, even if you don't have to be there, at least you can come back and talk with students over here about your experiences, the job market, the job, and so on and so forth. We'd like to keep that conversation going so that those who have graduated and moved on can come back and talk to the others. Those, I'd like to have the conversation going, even those who are applying for grad school, to kind of, share your experiences with others. You learn a lot from each other. So that's what I'd like to build up. So, so okay. So, yeah. So we just give, please, there is a poll. Please do the poll. Okay. Can you see the poll in the bottom of the screen? If you can see a poll, please put up the poll, because we'd like to get some ideas from you guys, as well as there's the chat room. Please use the chat room. And Vatsala, regularly you can see what they're asking, okay?
Sure. Elizabeth, but where is the poll? I can't see the poll. It's only for students?
No, it's for everybody. If you see the bottom of the screen.
See, everybody is saying in the chat, I don't have a visible poll.
You don't have a visible, okay. Maybe.
Neither do I.
Or can you see where my arrow is? No, you can't see my arrow.
No, no.
Okay, it's near the chat box. Maybe you don't have it with you.
I don't have.
But last time you saw the poll.
Last time I had it, yeah.
But
this time,
you
no.
can't? Interesting.
What about the students? Can you guys see the poll?
I was going to ask the same thing. I don't see any poll. I mean, I'm using my cell phone, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is that? That's
Oh,
Tamanna
nobody-
Box?
No, yeah,
Yes.
Tamanna, she says.
Okay,
Nobody-
this. Oh, Catherine can see it.
Okay,
Catherine says, yeah, but I can't.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but it's kind of, and those who can try it out and see.
The students must have.
That's Catherine B. Is that Catherine Betances? I guess it is. No, she said I don't have a. Oh, I currently cannot see it. Catherine B. also.
Oh, okay.
So which Catherine can see it?
Both Catherine cannot see it. It's the same girl.
Oh, really? Okay, so Catherine B. That's.
Rashida says I can't see it either.
Oh, I don't understand why. Okay, launch polling. I'm sorry, I'll launch the polling now. They tell me to launch the polling.
Now we can see it.
Okay, now you can all put
Now
in your,
we can see it. Yeah. Okay.
sorry, I didn't realize we've got to launch it.
Okay.
Okay, so I hope you're all, kind of getting settled with this new reality,
Yeah.
which isn't the best. But, it's at least we can keep in touch with each other. It's not as if we've all gone off to some distant cyberspace. At least we can talk with each other. All right. So I think I am going to start the presentations, because it's going to be kind of an interesting presentation. As I said, I'd like you guys to look into it and just go through it, okay? Go through the motions, and I'll be going on to the internet, so I'll be sharing screen so all of you can see my screen, and so we will start from there, okay? All right, so let's see. I am going to share my screen now to share the. All right, let's see. Okay, here is where we are. Okay, can you all see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so our program here, a part of our program is not only to help you in your undergraduate degree, but we want you to think forward beyond it and to go think about graduate school and what it is, what it involves, what you should do to try to further your career or advance your career. You may not be thinking about it right now. Maybe in a year or two, maybe when you start looking at in your job and careers, you might say, I want to go for an advanced degree. So this is just a kind of planting of seed to you. So today's thing is going to be graduate school and the path to enrolling and completing a PhD. That's the title. And then I'm going to talk about the who, what, when, where, and why to apply and complete PhD, okay? So, all right, so the next, okay, this is what it was, the first slide. I have some transitions coming in, So you can see that. So the next slide is master's or PhD. So the question is, should I do the master's? Should I go on for the PhD? And the question is, why should I do it? Why not? Okay. So this is a little you thinking about what you should be doing, whether you should go for a master's or a PhD. So this is a decision point where you've decided, I want to go to grad school. Now let me think, do I only want to do a master's or do I want to do a PhD? So when you're thinking about these things, don't look back, look forward, because it's from this point forward. Everything is ask why and ask why not. All right, so why me was the question. Okay, I think we missed something here. Who should apply? And here, so who are the people who go for grad schools? Let's see. Who are the students who decide, I want to go to grad school? A highly motivated student. Those are the students who think, you know what, I'm going to continue on. A student who's resilient. What does resilience mean? Resilience means that you are willing to push forward against all odds. Right now, staying at home, taking online courses gives you a good idea of how resilient you are. You're willing to take the courses, you're willing to go online, you haven't withdrawn. So that's a kind of a measure of resiliency. You are curious. You want to know more about the subject. So that's why you want to go for grad school. You are an independent thinker. You don't want to listen to what everybody else says. Sometimes you want to think on your own. Thick-skinned. People ask me, what do you mean by thick-skinned? You know, there are a lot of little hurts and things people say around you, and you have to kind of brush it off. You can't worry about what everybody says at all times, okay? So in school, since you're all very competing with each other, you have to be a little bit stronger and thick-skinned. You have to be patient. You can't get everything right away. You can't get the answers right away. So therefore, patience is important. You have to be a hard worker. So if you are a hard worker, if you're patient, if you're thick-skinned, if all of these characteristics are there, you definitely should apply. Then you're not going to make, if you're going for a PhD, it's a matter of delayed economic gain. That means you'll have to spend a couple of semesters trying to get the degree and not say, this is too much, I'd rather make my money outside. So there is an advantage of delayed economic gain. You have to learn to be sociable, okay? You have to be objective. You have to be ambitious. You have to really, if you have ambition, I know you have all of these. You're highly motivated and all of these things come together. You have to believe in yourself. One of the things I find is that students, they feel they're not able to do things because they don't have that faith in themselves. And I think if you go through City College and you get a degree and you go through these courses, you definitely should believe in yourself, okay? And then you should believe in people who trust your ability. So if I tell you, I know you can do it, I would love it if you would believe me, because then, you know, you're taking the first step. So that's what I mean. Believe in and trust those who believe in self-ability, okay? You shouldn't be a perfectionist. Perfectionist people are what we call, always worried about things and has to be perfect. No. If you're going to grad school and if you're going to PhDs, you don't have to be a perfectionist. You have to be objective. You have to be understanding. You have to look at all the things, and that all comes together. And finally, if you want to go to grad school, you have to be able to work as part of a team. It's a team process. Nobody does it by themselves. You work with people, and that's how you end up in grad school. Those are the profiles of students in grad school. Okay, so now many of you are in the undergraduate program. So what is the difference between a graduate and an undergraduate program? So in undergraduate, you are by yourself. You cram in the library by yourself. Some of you may have group studies, which is good, which means that you're ahead of the game. But you like to socialize. You like to keep your weekends or weeknights to yourself. You like to go and have a good time with friends. And if you don't have friends, you are willing to survive by yourself and stay in the library and just work in the library. Some people are forced to do that. That is true because, you know, they have no option. But, you know, this is basically the profile of an undergraduate. Now, what's the profile of a graduate student? The graduate students, he connects and socializes with other graduate students. Now, once you're in a graduate program, your friends, your social life is all with graduate students. You make connections with other people who think like you, who work like you, who act like you, okay? And you learn to network with people. You meet like-minded friends who are as motivated. So now you are in a different circle of people who are motivated, highly motivated like you, who have all the profiles like you. And so you make another connection. And when you talk with people, it's people within a professional context. It's not, how was your boyfriend? Or did you sleep last night? Maybe that may be very minute, but what you talk about is your common interest in the field, in the subject. That's what makes it, okay? And you enjoy a forum to explore ideas and to conduct research and theory, to explore theories and conduct research. Now, we go to the master's level. So if you're thinking, well, maybe let me think about the master's level. So when people go to graduate school at the master's level, they're thinking about their immediate job careers and advancement in that job careers. So if you get a master's after your undergraduate, you have more job opportunities, you have career advancement, okay? Please mute all your phone, mute so that we can hear some noises coming. So please mute if everybody can mute. So you have career advancement. So if you are in a job right now, if you want to lead, if you want to get the leadership position, then master's is. Because with a bachelor's, you will be doing the same thing again and again, and you'll be taking directions all the time. If you want to be the leader of a team, then master's is important. So career advancement is there, okay? You might think of a career change. You did bachelor's, you did something, and now you might think you want to get a master's and in a different field. So that's the advantage of the master's degree. You can move, if you are saying in business administration, you can now move to public administration. Or if you are biology major, you might think of going and doing some courses and doing a psychology master's. So there are a lot of things, or psychiatry master's, okay? Then of course, oops, I'm sorry. Oh boy, why did I do that? Okay, now I have to go back. No. Oops, I'll have to escape first, guys, sorry. I have to escape this and go to this one back there. Okay. Okay, so you get respectability. Now, people with a master's degree, you gain more respect. You get to network again. You get to meet with a lot of people. You get your intellectual growth, because if you're interested in a field, then the master's will make it more, you'll be more interested in the field, and you will grow intellectually there. You get the leadership skills as well, okay? You can, now, the other thing about grad school is you invest in your future. You know that once you go to grad school, your future is more or less assured, okay? You have a better future. You get notice in today's job market. So today's job market, and I will show you that, there are so many bachelor's degrees. So now, if you want to get an edge, you go a little step further, you get a better position, and you have better employability, characteristics, more people want to employ you, so you're not stuck in a field. And it gets better when you get into the PhD level, okay? And you get more than a qualifications. You'll gain the personal development and the valuable connections. You make a lot of connections with fellow graduate students. So your career is more assured, you know when to move, you can make career changes. All of these things come together, okay? They say, as you say, by the time you graduate, you'll have built a professional landing mats of contacts and relationships, which will keep you in the field and ultimately always employed, okay? Not always, okay? So now the other advantage is again, I mentioned this, you kind of start to pursue your interests in more depth. You contribute to the world, you know? There's a student at Kylie at Case Western who said, undergraduate study gave me the opportunity to understand existing knowledge in my field. Graduate school gives me the opportunity to contribute to that knowledge. So that's what it is. So right now, absorbing, you will absorb some knowledge, but you'll also contribute. So what you do in your thesis, what you do in your PhD, you are contributing in some form. And again, the connections, making connections is one of the most important things in grad school, because now you can think of it like a triangle. And if you look at the hierarchy as you go up and up, the circle of friends that you make are all very similar to what you are. And these friends are lifelong friends. So you have kind of the mobility, you have moved upwards into the ladder, you moved to the next level, okay? So now here's something that I thought. So in 2017-18, that is about 2 years ago, over half of the 820,000 master's degrees that were conferred were concentrated in 3 fields of study: business, education, and health-related professions. So these are the 3 fields that seem to be very popular for people going for the master's degree. And this is out of the 820,000 master's degrees that were conferred. Then if you look at it the same year, you had only 184,000 doctoral degrees. And 62% of all those were concentrated in 2 fields. One was health-related programs, and the other was legal profession and studies. So what does that mean? It means that there may be umpteen fields around, but then you have to decide which field you want to do it in. So we have said that if you're a biology major, you're a STEM major, there will be many fields in the health-related professions that you will be interested in doing a master's. Not necessarily only do a master's in biology. There may be other fields. Similarly, if you are a student of international relations, there may be so many fields, political science and other fields that you may be interested in, okay? So, and then you can also get into the legal professions, and that's also a possibility. So here was what I wanted to show you, the number of master's degree by field of study. So if you look at this graph, I got this from the MCES, which is one data source. And you can see that over the years, here this was in 2001, and this is 2017, right? So you can see this is a student who went for a master's in education. You can see the rise, more and more students going on and on and on. But then at this point, someplace, the number of students going into that field kind of dipped, and it has remained stable, okay? And that is close to about, this is about 142,000 students. So it's about 142,000 students who went into education in 2017. Now, if you look at business, you can see business became very popular in the 60s, 70s, and the 2000s. And you can see that people are still going into the business field. Business would include economics, business would include statistics. So many of the business fields, you can see that that's where people want to go to. And this is the level now in 2017. Now look at this think about health-related professions. You guys are all hearing about these graphs, etc. So I thought this would be interesting. So you see, in 2000, only about 43,000 people wanted to go into health. But in 2017-18, you can see there is a steady increase, and it seems to be increasing at a faster rate. So it has come to about 120,000 and above, which means that is almost 3 times the number of people want to go into health professions. And that is very understandable because health professions have grown tremendously. It's not just medicine, it is all the health-related professions that is involved. You can see engineering. So engineering had about 25,000 students in 2001. Now it has grown up to 20,000 in 2017. It has grown not too much, not like all of these, but it is still considerably, all the fields grew up, it may be about double to 40,000. And that's the number of people. These are people who are getting the master's degrees. And then if you look at computer sciences, you can see computer sciences, etc. It's flat, flat, flat. And now you can see it is going so far up. It might even go further up. So this is how, just a minute. My battery is running low. Let me just put my charger. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. All right. Okay. So that you can see over there how it is. Okay. So let's go to the next slide. Now you can see the master's degrees conferred by field and gender, because many of you, they wonder what it is. You can see here, this is again from the same place. If you look at engineering, engineering is the bottom one. You can see the number of males. The dark shade is the males, the light shade is the women. And that is very understandable. So engineering has a large group of males, but a smaller group of females. So if you are a female in an engineering degree, you should really think of a master's because employability will be quite good here. If you're thinking of what is this? Information, computer science and information. Again, you can see computer science, you can see it is quite a large group of males, but you can see there are more females more than engineering, definitely. If you look at business, again, there's more males than females, but you have more women. If you look at education, and many of you want to go into education majors in public school education or as leaders in education, you can see more females than males. And again, if you look at health-related professions, and this is very interesting, you see not too many males, but a lot of females go into health-related professions. And this is, remember, at the master's level. Now, doctoral degrees, okay? When you look at the doctoral degrees, engineering, you see, again, the same pattern where you have more males and females. This is legal science, legal professions, okay? Legal studies. Again, it's almost 50-50, as many males as females. When you look at biological science, biology and sciences, you can see the females slightly edge over the males. So there are 53% of females and 47% of males. If you look at health-related professionals, okay, you can see again more females than males. And if you look at education, you can see this is at the doctoral level, so PhDs in education and the other fields, okay? Now, highest paying field with a master's degree. So we want to know what the field are. And this is another one. So if you go with a master's degree and go as a nurse anesthetist, your starting salary is almost $165,000. So if you go for nursing and you get that. If you're a political scientist, your starting salary at entry level is $115,000. If you're computer and information, you can see your starting salary is $114,000. Physician assistants, $104,000. These are all the median starting salary at entry level in 2017. Okay, nurse practitioners 103, mathematicians, some of you may be mathematics majors, you can see the salary levels, and economists, again, you can see the salary levels at that group of people. So you don't, these are all entry level, so you can see that you don't need any work experience. Once you come in with a master's degree, this is what you can expect, okay? Now, what is the difference between a master's program and a PhD program? Master's program and PhD students usually take the same courses, okay? Although PhD students may have to take more courses, more than the master's, and they also they have to do research. The major difference is in the level of original thinking. So PhDs are thinkers because you are independent and you create your own project, you think your own project, and you do research, and you contribute to the research. PhDs are trained to be leaders of research and research groups, conceiving and promoting new ideas. Masters, on the other hand, are trained to participate as part of a team carrying on advanced work. They may or may not become team leaders, okay? Why you should complete? I mean, if you complete a PhD, then your income, starting income will be close to $80,000, okay? That is in today's value. I mean, I certainly didn't start with $80,000 when I started, it was a long ago. But even then, today, if you complete a PhD, you can expect this, okay? You gain self-confidence. You earn job independence. With a PhD, you have the confidence and you don't have to depend upon anybody. Then you have unique career options that are available to you. You have the highest level of job satisfaction because you are the boss, you are the thing. So you're satisfied with what you have, okay? And you have high self-esteem and increased social capital. What does social capital mean? That means that people want to know you. People want to be friendly with you. You get, if you perhaps, I don't know, if you have the social media now, people like to see how many likes they get and how many views they get, etc. You don't have to go to social media. You will just be known in the institution or the place where you have. You improve your skills in writing, and you improve your interpersonal skills. Those are some of the characteristics of PhDs. Now, what are the fields of study in earned doctorates? So you can see that. So you can see in the life sciences. The life sciences are biology, physiology, and all of that, okay? Anatomy or what do you call it? Zoology and microbiology. So you can see it has gone slow and it has tended down a little bit in 2015. This is from 1995 to 2015. Psychology and the social sciences, you see, it has picked up, okay? Engineering, you can see it's even more attractive because the job. Physical sciences, that's physics, chemistry, you can see that they haven't picked up much. They have remained flat. And then you have mathematics and computer sciences have picked up. So this is what has happened from 1995 to 2015. Now, those of you who are in non-science fields, you can see that education, which was popular when I got my thing, it has gone down completely. Okay, it is not completely, I wouldn't say completely, but it's gone down quite a bit. Humanities and the arts also has gone down, but it's a little it's still there. Other non-science fields, non-STEM fields, you can see it has remained flat throughout. Now, when you look at this, you can see what happens if in the future. This is 2017, okay? So you can see how women are going into master's and PhD programs. They have increased far beyond what men has. This is projected so that, but you can see there's a flattening here. from 2017 to 28, you're going to have women far above men, but not that much. But men have, it's almost flat also. This is what's going to happen in 28. So the projection is that women obviously are more interested in going into graduate fields than men. And we've got to encourage men to do the same as well, I believe. Now, here's what, when I was talking to you about numbers, this is in 2019, okay? You can see the number of bachelor's degrees that were conferred. It was about over 50,000. I think this is in thousands. Look at the master's degree, almost half of it. Professional degrees, that is medicine, legal, lawyers, and so on. It's just this much. Doctorate, that's the PhD. So what does all this mean? What it means is that there are a lot of people who are getting the undergraduate degree, okay? A little less who get the master's degree, but a lot less when you get the doctorate degree. You guys are familiar with the term always you hear in politics, the top 1%, the top 1%, or the top 2%, or the bottom half. Well, this is the top 1% in education, okay? So this is the elitist part of the education. So if you look at the education, like you look at, you know, the economy and the people who are rich. So this is the capital, the education capital that people have, okay? And that's the 1%. And this is, you know, if you go back, if you go towards associate degrees, it'll be even more. If you go towards high school, it'll even more. So the number of graduates, it kind of decreases as you go to advanced degrees. And that seems common sense, and, you know, we all accept that. Now, what are the highest paying jobs for doctorates? Anesthesiology. Now, these doctoral degrees, they also are professional degrees. That means they're also looking at MDs, not only PhDs, but MDs. If you're an anesthesiologist, you start with 265,000. If you're a surgeon, you start with 251,000. If you're, these are all seems to be doctors. This is oral surgeon, he gets this much, 242. Obstetricians get 235. Orthodontists get 229. Psychiatrists get 216. Family and general practitioner. So this is really more for students who are going for MD. But again, this doesn't mean you can't do it. If you do a master's, you can get into psychiatry, you can get into psychology, you can go back, take some courses, and get into the medical track if you choose. Okay, this is what it was. Now, this is something very interesting I thought I wanted to share with you. If you're in the biological science, in your lifetime, with a bachelor's degree and in work, you'll make about $2 million. This is the entire life, when you start from the age of 21 till when you retire at the age of, let's say, 70, 60 or 70. With a master's degree, it increases to 2,757,000, the length. And with a doctoral degree, you can see it jumps to 27% to 3,511,000. Business, you can see it's a 9% increase from a difference between a master's and a doctorate. So if you look at this, communications, if you're a communications major, if you got the master's degree, this would be your lifetime earnings. If you got the doctoral degree, that would be. And that's a 30% jump from a master's to a doctor's. Computers and math, if you get a, yes, you can see between this and this, there is some jump between a bachelor's and a master's, but between a master's and a doctor's, you can see a 24% jump. So this is one little slide. If you're a psychology major, right, you can see with a master's degree, this is what you will earn in your lifetime. But if you go for a PhD in psychology, you get a 33% bump between this and this. And if you're science and engineer related, you get a 30% bump. So if you're in any of these fields, and this is not that you're good, this is towards your entire life, you will see the difference in salaries, okay? Now, if you get a PhD, what are you going to do? So who are the people who are going to be employed? What are the employers? Now, once with a PhD, there are three kinds of employment. One thing is you get employment as a postdoc. Some of you are working in labs, may have seen these postdocs. They get the PhD, but there is 1 or 2 years where they work as a postdoc, and then they may go into academia, okay? So you can work as a postdoc, where am I? Yeah. Or you can work in academia as a professor. All your professors who are PhDs are in this category here. You can also be employed in industry. So if you go into industry, like you can, commercial labs or corporations, you can also do that, okay? Startups, so a lot of PhDs do that as well. So you can see the salary differentials. So you can see the postdoc position, if this is in thousands of dollars, he makes about $45,000 to $50,000. If you are in, this is in the life sciences, well, because it depends upon the field. If you are in academia, like a professor, you start with assistant professor, he makes about this much in the life sciences. And if you are in industry, you can see the change. When they enter, they make over $80,000. So you can see the differences. So in the life sciences, you can see from a postdoc position to academia to industry. So that's how it goes. In the physical sciences, you can see that the people in industry make a lot more. They don't make much in the, as an academician, as an assistant professor, or as a postdoc. When you look at mathematics and sciences, you can see they really want it in the industry, and they're willing to pay you a lot in the industry, as well as assistant professors. They get the good, but even postdocs do much better when they're in the mathematics field. Psychology field, some of you are all like psychology. So you can see in industry, if you go as a psychologist in industry, in many of these industries, which are large employers, they want psychologists because they have to manage, in human resources, they have to manage a lot of people, and they need psychologists for all kinds, for their workers. And then you can see as assistant professors and as postdocs. Engineering, you can see the difference in engineering. If you employed in position in industry, you can start off with $100,000. Now again, you know, this is a study up to 2015, so it is not 2020. Most probably, it may have gone a lot higher. And this is assistant professor postdocs. Education, you can see education also. This is a postdoc, this is assistant professor, and this is industry. Humanities and arts, you can see it, and other non-science fields. So this is just a little snapshot of what it is, the positions after the PhD, what you can get. Now let's say you've decided, okay, I'm going to do a PhD. This seems all very interesting. If you're thinking of that, you have to start thinking about it in your lower junior year. Doesn't mean that those of you who are not in your junior year, that you are not going to do it. No, it's still go on. But our first thoughts, that's why I wanted all of you to come in, so that if you are in lower junior, lower freshman, sophomore, you can start thinking about this, okay? And what you're going to do is talk to your faculty members. So if you have a field that you're interested in, you should go to your faculty member during the office hours and talk to them about your interest, and talk to other students admitted to PhD programs. So if you have students in your division or department who you have heard that you want to, who's done a PhD, then you can ask for their email address and start a conversation. You should join academic clubs in your division or department. So if you have some clubs that is hosted by your division or department, you should be part of it. And I know many of you are, so you have already done part of it. And if there are panel discussions, you should be part of that, or you go to hear about it. If in the sciences, apply to a lab that conducts research. Volunteer. Sometimes there may not be any place in the research lab, but you can volunteer. I'd like to come and just volunteer 1 day a week or 1 hour or 2 hours, go ahead. And then if you have a field that you're interested in, you should start doing research. Read articles and issues related to fields that interest you. You have to also let your family and friends, you have to let everybody know that you are not thinking of stopping. You are going right there. Let your family and friends know that you're thinking of a PhD and get their support and interest. Now, some families say, oh, it's such a long time. When are you getting married? We want you to have children, etc., etc. Yeah. We can do all of that. But this is what I really want. And then you can talk about a timeline of when you want to do it. Become aware of the milestones you will need to complete to graduate. There are certain milestones that you have to do, okay? And I will show you what they are. Here are the milestones. We have, no, this is not really the milestone, but these are some of the courses you need to take. Literature review, hypothesis, qualifying exam, selection of a PhD committee, writing a proposal, proposal defense, grant applications, conference. These are all kinds of things that is going to happen within when you are doing a PhD. So you can see it's very, very kind of selective in the sense that specialized in the sense the people you're going to meet, the exams you're going to take, the defense, the grant applications, and et cetera, et cetera. All right, I think I said that. Some of your junior year. Now you should complete the GRE, other required exams. That means you have to find out what the exams are. After graduation, if you want to take it, that's for those of you who are reaching their senior year. If you want to wait a year or two, that is fine. You are all very young. You can, it doesn't matter. Then the question is how to apply, where to apply. My suggestion would be to apply to at least 5 universities. Don't just think one university, because you have to apply to more than one university, which means you'll have to do a couple of research about the universities. Then create a spreadsheet to evaluate every opportunity university you are considering. List the places that you apply to in the first column and your values on the top row, place a check mark. Okay, I will show you all of it. Select the university based on the list of features. At the end of the features, you have to know what the university is. History, is it just a university which is just money grabbing, or is it really is very credible? The history of the institutions, the structure of the department. If you're going to go to the biology department, you might have to see who's there in the biology department, who's the head, how many faculty members there are, how many faculty conduct research, and so on, okay? Compensation offered. So will they give me any financial aid? Of course, all of us want financial aid, so they will talk about that. So you have to kind of rate the college that you're going to based on what they will offer you, okay? The research focus of the lab or discipline that matches your interest. So everybody will say, yes, I offer psychology, but then do they offer clinical psychology? Do they offer plain psychology? Do they offer other forms of psychology? So you've got to also look at that, and that's how you rate the university that you are in. Then you also have to look at the faculty. Okay, what is the backgrounds of the faculty? Are they distinguished? Are they young? Are they old people? You want to have some young people in the faculty who are in leading research and so on and so forth, and who you can work with. So that's also important. Then you've got to find out how long will it take to PhD. You hear all kinds of stories. Some people say it takes 10 years, some people say it takes 8 years, but when you go to these universities and look for it, ask them, ask the students there, how long does it take for you to complete a PhD in your school? This is how you evaluate the schools, okay? In some schools, if they take too long and you're not willing to take it, then that is not a very positive for that school. You might think of another school. Or if you don't care of time, you don't mind spending time, you might be able to do that, okay? Then very important for you is the accessibility of faculty member. You're going to be doing independent research, but you want somebody who you can go to, okay? So if you're going to a university where the kids say, oh, that professor, I never see him, he's never there, then you give that score a little less for that university, okay? Availability of research mentors. If you're going for a PhD, you're going to be there for 4 years. So it's like going back to as a freshman. So the 4 years, you must make a lot of friends among the faculty. And one of the things about grad school is Faculty become your friends. They take you to their houses, you can take them to your marriages, and all of that goes on. And you really become very close. And because now you're, in a few years, you'll have the same degree as them. So you are as professional as them. A good mentor will guide you in your research, okay? But will also support you in your quest to achieve your goals. So a mentor is not just to guide you, but he'll also support you so that you have built that relationship. The mentor is someone you trust and will always keep your interest in mind. And the responsive mentor include to help you to define your goals, meet with you individually, listen to your ideas, and provide constructive advice, okay? And then you should be able to talk to multiple faculty, because one of the things about PhD programs is a lot of collaboration. It's not just one faculty, it's a lot of collaborations. And it's like you're in a club with all kinds of ideas and everybody playing a part. It's like, I don't know if you have Google Hangouts where you play games, everybody has a part or everybody does something. It's like that. It's like a little hangout, but it's more serious in a sense. Talk to students to understand the culture of the environment. That is important. You don't want to go to an institution where nobody talks to anybody, or there are biases, or there is. So you have to talk to students and figure out, what do they think about it? How friendly are the people? So one of the things when you go to grad school is that if you are in a certain lab or their interest, there'll be a lot of grad students who will talk with you and tell you more about it, because they want the students anyway. So I made a sample. Okay, this thing is not that, forget about the arrow. I mentioned to you that make a spreadsheet. So I thought I'd show you a sample. So here are the university. I said CUNY, CCNY, some of you like to go to Columbia, Rutgers, American University. Then, depending upon what department you're going to. If you're going to psychology, then put psychology. Find out how many people there in the psychology program at CUNY, at CCNY, at Columbia, and so on. Financial compensation. This gives you money, this gives you that. So you can kind of rank it 1 to 8 or 1 to 10 and give them a score. But this is just few examples. You can increase the columns to other things. I value cultural diversity, and you can put that, and that be another column. I value housing. Do they provide housing? Okay. The cost of living. That all of that you can just keep adding on and adding on. This is just one way of a tool to help you when you go to these schools and when you want to have this. You have to show this, so that when you come back, you can then, I put 5. Now, this is just an example. You can go to 10 schools, or you can go virtually to many schools and then select the 5 from all the schools. This is just a matter of convenience that I did just to show you. How to apply. So here's this: contact the graduate admissions office. Talk to the coordinators of the PhD programs, okay? Talk to the faculty. Check the schedule of events from the time of applications to visit and final. So graduate school, they expect you to come and visit their department and to talk with people, and that's then always check to see what exams they require for entrance. Some schools don't require GRE, depending upon the field. Some schools do. I don't know if engineering requires that. I don't know if some of the other fields require that. But anyway, you must check. You shouldn't be surprised. Now, I went to the CUNY website, okay? I've said, let me see what the CUNY has, okay? So now I'm going to go back and share another screen with you, okay? I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go back and share, stop. Oh, wait a minute, should I? Okay, yeah, I'll have to stop this. And I go back to the share screen and I'll show you back again. Okay, let me see now. Okay, maybe. Oh, this is the PowerPoint slide, right? Oops, okay. I want to stop the share. And I'm going to go to CUNY. Okay, so CUNY has a very good, okay, now maybe I'll go to, oh, sorry guys, just a minute, let me just go there. Okay, so here's graduate studies at CUNY, okay? And this is what we have for the CUNY grad school. But after this, okay. Okay, I think I'll go back to there because I just want to show you this. Okay, stop sharing this. And I share you this screen. Okay. Okay, so this is the CUNY grad checklist and school checklist. And it's a very good checklist because when I looked at it, I found that it gives you all the things that you need to do. Choose a program, attend an information session, research the admission requirements. So all of that is right there. So if you go to the CUNY website, go to grad school and go to checklist, you will get this checklist and it tells you a lot of things that are very, very helpful. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can get it from here. That's a good point. I thought I had that. Okay, here it is, okay? So you can see this, it gives you what you should do. So this is a checklist of things that you should do. Attend an information session, research admissions office and deadlines, check to see if they are standardized tests, official transcripts, contact your professor, and then you stop. So this is something that...
we can't see the screen that you just clicked on, Elizabeth. You're sharing that screen?
Yeah, you can't see that screen?
No, you have to share it.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. I'm going to stop share it and then try to see if I can get that screen here.
Now we can see it.
Now you can see it? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you can see these are the programs. This is at CUNY Grad School. And this is the link. You can go to the grad site and CUNY School and you see all of that. And these are some of the things that you need, okay, when you apply. And that's something that everybody should remember, that there's always an information session. They look at the admissions requirements and so on and so forth, okay? Okay, let's get back to our share screen with our PowerPoint. Oops. Okay. Nope. But what's happened to our PowerPoint? Okay. PowerPoint slideshow. Okay, so this is what it was, okay? So then there is the other thing that I wanted to show you was everywhere you will need a statement of purpose. Now, the statement of purpose is not what you were used to before, like you have a personal statement, I was this, that, and the other. It is, you are going to grad school. And so your focus must be in is what you want in grad school, what you want to do, what are you interested in? So what to include in your purpose? Why you want to enroll in this specific program. You've done your research, you're interested in something, now you're in the process of applying, you will need a statement. Why you want to enroll, what is your short-term and long-term goals? How does this school will help you? How does this program that you're applying to will help you reach your goals, okay? Details about yourself in terms of the faculty that you've interacted with in your undergraduate, the kinds of courses you took, all of this you've got to give an idea so that why you want to enroll in this program. Past experiences, and explain why you chose this field. So, you know, if you wanted to go from biology to psychology, you can talk about why you want to do psychology when you graduated with a biology degree. So that's what it is. What to not to include, information that is clearly in other materials. So in the admissions package, they have a resume which is separate from your statement of purpose. So don't talk about your resume because they can see it in the resume. Cliches. Ever since I was a little girl, I dreamed to be a doctor and I saw medical this, that, and the other. So don't, because now it is more focused towards the field, not towards your history and your dreams. Your dreams is taking you to this portion of it, okay? Do not focus too much of the past. Jargon that is meant to show competence in the field. So when you talk mostly in terms of the conversation, the field, or relate to how they relate to issues in the field, okay? Anecdotes, you think the admissions officers want to hear. Don't worry about that because they are more interested in this part of it. Be yourself when you write your statement of their purposes. Admissions officer, use this document to get a sense of who you are as a person, your goals, and what you will bring. So it's a mutual interest. So supposing you want to go to the CCNY psychology department, you will see in the CCNY's homepage, you will see a step-by-step guide on what to do. You will see the program and the deadlines. You will see the graduate study overview, and you will see next step for new graduate students. So this is very important, okay? So I think if I go there, and this is what it looks like. This is what you will see, okay? And this is at CCNY. So you should be able to go to the CCNY website and see this, okay?
Share the screen, Elizabeth.
You can't see the screen?
You have to share it. Now you went to another web page, so you have to share that screen to us.
Oh, okay, then I have to stop this.
And go back.
I have to share the screen again. Okay, so you can see this, all right? So this is all from City College of New York. So that's something that you guys can see, okay? Go back to my PowerPoint. Sources of funding. It's very important. That's very important to all of you. Most frequently, you have research assistantships as a financials. That means you will be teaching small recitation classes, and that gives you a funding, okay? Then some people get fellowships or grants, which pays for their grad school, and that is also very good. Now, only about 16%, that is about 84%, get some kind of funding. 16% depend on their own resources, that is loans, personal savings, personal earnings, earnings or savings, to finance graduate education, okay? 5% of these people, they rely on other sources, such as employers. So sometimes your employers may be willing to contribute and support you for a graduate program. Now, if you look at this in terms of the various fields, you can see that in the life sciences, that is biology, chemistry, biology actually, and all, most of the thing is teaching assistantships. The green is a research assistantship. So you can see the number of percentage of people get research assistants. The blue is a fellowship and grants. So you can see a lot of people get fellowships and grants in the life sciences. And only this small percentage of them get their own resources, use their own resources. And then you have other resources. If you have humanities, you can see in humanities, a lot of people get a teaching assistant. That's because in the humanities, you have writing instructors, you have history instructors, and they're all getting a research assistantship. The research is not that much as fellowship of grants and so on. If you're in the education field, again, you get, education is one place where you have to have a lot of your own resources, or there may be other resources. And engineering, you can see again a lot of research assistantships. Okay, psychology, you can see some research assistantships, some own resources. Mathematics, you can see a lot of it is teaching, because mathematics is one of the foundation courses, so a lot of teaching assistants are needed in mathematics. And then you have over here research fellowships and so on. So this gives you some idea of the kinds of financial aid that you can receive. So here you can see another graph to show the research assistantships is the top line for PhDs, and then your fellowship of grants. Teaching assistantships is also there, the own resources. So you can see over time how own resources have gone down because people are getting all these and other resources there. Other resources mean loan, employers, and so on. So the advantage of going to a PhD is that you don't have that much of debt, okay? 71% of those in PhD programs have no debt at all, okay? If you are in a field of study, 6 to 9%, which is not really research, the debt is only about $10,000. So going for a PhD, you think it may be very expensive. It may not be. But they say that in some majors, such as education, psychology, social sciences, you may have about a 30% of debt, okay? Or 37% people will own some debt. Timeline to completion. So people want to know, what do you do in PhD? So the first year is graduate courses. One of the things is when you go for PhD degrees and all, you have to find out how long, one of the questions, how long will it take you to graduate with a PhD? So the first year is graduate courses, the second year is courses and qualifying exam, third year is literature review and development hypothesis. This is all very general, okay? But this is basically what the thing is. Fourth year is start of research, dissertation, and defense. This can become, you know, like literature review can move on to the fourth year. That means you move on to the fifth year and so on. But this is basically what it is, okay? 4 years, people say 4 years, that's what they do. And here's what's the most popular field of study. You can see 4% is the biological majors, 40% is in the health-related fields, 7% education, 6% engineering, and this is to earn a doctoral degree, okay? And they have this, I'm not going to go that. Now, this is the graduate programs at CUNY that I was trying to access before. And let's see, I'll try to show that to you because CUNY is very important. This is very important. I think you should see this. That's what I was trying to show you before. So you can see here, they have all the colleges. This college that I selected was City College, okay? And you can see all the programs in City College, the PhD programs and the master's program. So all the degree programs at City College is over here, okay? So this is all City College. So City College has about 60 programs, 60 graduate programs, which you can be part of. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, good. Okay, so that's City College, okay? So this, again, I got it from the CUNY website. So CUNY website, you should go there and check it out. So this is the CUNY website. It tells you about the colleges, academic programs. Go under academic programs and you'll be able to this, okay? Academic policy, academic programs. This is where you get this from. Academic calendars, academic policies, and so on and so on. This is all under graduate studies, okay? So that should be helpful to you. Oh, where's my PowerPoint here? Okay, this is what I showed you. Now I thought that you guys, you know, I've been talking about CUNY. One of the things when you go on, you must look at not only biology, but what are the other alternatives in biology. And I thought I was going to show you this, okay? And So you see here you have, this is a biology program at the Graduate Center. But the sub-programs are ecology, evolutionary, biology, behavior, molecular, cellular and development, neuroscience, plant science, okay? And what is very important, I think, is path to degree. I had talked to you about timeline. Here's path to degree. It tells you what to do the first year, tells you what to do the second year, it tells you what to do the third year, fourth year, fifth year. So in this program, you have up to 5 years. So no matter what degree you're looking at, look for these little clues. How long will it take? What am I supposed to do the first year? What am I supposed to do the second year? How many credits do you have to earn? And so on and so forth. And this is all obviously full-time, but you can also do it part-time. A lot of people do PhDs part-time, so that's also a possibility, okay? And then I thought I will show you a program. I've been talking about biology. Let's look at economics, okay? And see what you have in economics. So PhD programs in economics, you see the same old thing. You have the faculty. You know who this guy is? Paul Krugman. He's a Nobel Prize winner. I didn't even know he was at at CUNY. He usually is at Princeton. He's a Princeton graduate. And he is a Nobel Prize winner. So you get to know all this. Again, fields of specialization. You're given all of these different sub-programs that we talk about. A path to degree is very important. Remember, path to degree is for you to see the timeline. What you're going to do the first year, you've got the math orientation. Second year, up to 23 credits. Third year, what are you going to do? They have fourth year dissertation seminar. Fifth year, they have a dissertation, continues on. Sixth year. So you can assume that in 6 years, you should graduate with the economics degree, which is different from other fields, okay? So, and let me see, screen share, PowerPoint, right, share. And so on and so forth. Now, sometimes some of you guys tell me, I want to go to an Ivy League school. So I said, okay, let's see what we can do for you. And I said, okay, let me see what this is at Yale University, with those who are interested in Yale. So this is the way you look at it, and you can look at the PhD degrees, the course fulfillment requirements, and final order qualification, PhD in engineering and science, okay? And again, you should look for paths to degree, tuition, and financial aid. What financial aid they offer, financial aid and tuition. Do they offer a master's degree? You can look at that. What are the advanced graduate leadership program? What is that all about? Admissions, what is that all about? Doctoral and master's degree, and so on and so forth, okay? So these are some of the things that you guys should explore when you are looking at the various programs. Okay, so then let's see the next one. So now I've come to the conclusion, Q&A, and this is where you can ask questions. You can put it in the chat, or you can also kind of ask me. The questions, whatever you ask is guaranteed. Answers, I can't give you all the answers. That is not as guaranteed as the questions. But anyway, you are invited to ask questions. And you can ask it in the chat room, or you can say, okay, that's it. All right, I'm going to stop sharing it. And now I just wanted to remind all of you who are here, who went through this. I hope this was helpful to you. It's quite exhaustive, I know, but this is a process that you should really think about. And because you reach a certain level, all right, are there any websites you recommend to look into for scholarships to help you fund grad school? Well, you know, you have to choose a grad school, and then they tell you. All grad schools will offer some scholarships, either as a, Jessica, can you also write down what you want to major in? If it's a psychology or etc., then it depends upon the grad school. So look at the grad schools first and then select from the various grad schools. Grad schools can be private grad schools, they can be public schools. New York State has a lot of public schools, the whole SUNY system and the whole CUNY system, all of them have grad programs, and some of them are strong programs. I found psychology. I was surprised in the best colleges, they said Hunter College is a good college. Now, there may be other colleges. Every college will say how good they are. But again, it requires you to go to see what are the colleges in the area you want to go. If you want to go outside of New York City, you'll have to think in terms of the housing availability. Those are some of the kinds of questions you might have to ask. Okay? Is there? Okay. All right. Any other question?
Miss Elizabeth, I had a question.
Yeah.
So, given the current economic situation, would you do you recommend to pursue graduate school? I mean, that's not what I'm actually. Let me rephrase it. Because of the current economic turmoil that we're going through.
Yeah.
I'm going to graduate in this December 2020. I extended my graduation. Actually, I was supposed to graduate this spring, but I extended it because I was going to do some summer research with the professor. And because of this, whole COVID thing.
We don't know. Things have changed quite a bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Usually when the unemployment rate rises, okay, when there's more people unemployed, they go back to school because they want to spend those years gaining more employment. So my feeling is that if the employment doesn't improve, if the market doesn't improve, then people will go to grad schools and go to further degrees or change their careers or change their degrees, okay? But again, it takes a year for you to apply and gain admission. So there is a maturity program. You can't do it overnight. You have to think about it. And while you're thinking, my suggestion would be to look up grad schools, see what they offer, kind of do some virtual interviews or virtual conversations if you can have with people, and then decide, okay? Because two things take place. You understand better whether you want to go to grad school, and secondly, whether you want to choose that particular grad school. If you want to go, but and meanwhile, if employment is something that you're interested, you can spend a year or so being employed. And again, even when you're looking for employment, you should look to see what can they offer you as an employer. Will they pay for your tuition? Will you be able to work, full time? And how much will they pay in terms of, will they pay a complete graduate program or course by course? If they pay course by course, that's going to take a longer time for you to graduate. But if you want to just take it slowly, take a master's and eventually go to grad school, do a PhD, that is also great, okay? So there are many options depending upon each individual and each individual careers that they want to, and what the situation of each individual is, okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Elby.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Did you do the polling? I hope all of you went to the polling. Okay, I'll tell you. About 55% of the students were seniors who joined the session, which is good. That's good. And about one of you were upper junior, two of you were lower juniors. one was an upper sophomore. And so that's really what the polling was. That was for the question, do you plan to join a PhD program about within the foreseeable future? Yes, about 45% said yes, that's good. Within 2 years, 9% said within 2 years. Within 6 years, 18% think that they're going to be okay. So in what field? 18% said in the humanities, 18% in the social sciences, psychology, 36%. Okay, so I hope that we've reached some of the psychology majors. And so that's there. Sociology, 9%. Computer science, 1 student. What type of graduate school are you interested in? So 55% said that they were interested in public schools, 45% in private, 73% said that they wanted to be in New York State, which is very good, and 36% out of state. 73% in CUNY, 27% in SUNY, which is good. Okay. Okay, continue on. What's going on? Okay. Okay. All right, here, let me share the polling with all of you so you can see the polling. Can you see the polling now? The red lines are a yes. All right, humanities, 18%, social sciences, 18%, engineering, 9%, psychology, 36%. What type of graduate school? Public school is 55%. New York State, 36%. No, I'm sorry, 73%. Public, 55%. In CUNY, 73%, and SUNY, 27% said they'd like to go to CUNY. So, and, oops. All right, so that's more or less what it is, okay? Okay. All right, guys, that's it for now. What's the time now? Did we go according to 1:50? Okay. Any more questions? Well, thank you all for attending. And so we hope all of you will attend the workshop, or will attend the award ceremony next Thursday. We'd like to see all of you there. Okay?
Thank you all. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.